Memoir ripped. Piers shames Harry as culprit in woke culture who is playing victim card, academic agrees. Prince Harry is playing the victim card at every possible opportunity, a leading academic told, arguing that he and Meghan Markle perfectly outlined what was wrong with woke culture. Previously, Piers has also singled out the Duke and Duchess of Sussex as being key culprits in the woke culture, and when the couple announced they were stepping down as senior royals, his advice for the Queen was to get rid of the whining eco-crazed leeches before it's too late. Meghan have been the source of much media attention in recent weeks after both announcing new business projects. Meghan is working on a new animation as part of her and Harry's mammoth Netflix deal, though to be with £109 million, called Pearl. Prince Harry's newest endeavour stirred more controversy, a memoir, in which he is expected to shed yet more light on his time with the royal family, growing up and the events leading to Megxit. Piers Morgan said, "Everything I warned has sadly come to fruition," Morgan said. "They wanted the royal cake and to eat it. They're the Duke and Duchess of Sussex when it comes to negotiating $100 million deals with Netflix, but what they don't want to do as part of having their royal titles is going back to England. They want to be in their $11 million mansion in Santa Barbara lecturing the world about equality, which in itself is laughable." Many have questioned how much more he might reveal following the number of interviews he has given since leaving the firm. This year, he spoke to U.S. talk show host and close friend Oprah Winfrey in what transpired to be a bombshell interview, accusing members of the royal family of racism and failure to help Meghan's mental health. He later went on to discuss his genetic pain and suffering passed down to him by the Queen and Prince Philip via his father, Prince Charles, during the podcast, Armchair Expert. Many people remain cynical for Sussexes. Joanna Williams, a leading academic and director of SHIO, a think tank, who is also head of education and culture at Policy Exchange, said Harry's actions were a perfect example of all the things wrong with woke, and that the Duke was playing the victim card at every possible opportunity. She said, "What Meghan and Harry do that's so useful is that they just absolutely verbalize what the zeitgeist is, unintentionally revealing the consequences of a lot of these kinds of woke ideas. You take a couple who, as far as I'm concerned, are the absolute epitome of privilege, particularly Harry. You've got a white man, however you want to play this, whether on identitarian grounds, or somebody whose money has come through inheritance, with huge amounts of wealth, who has had all kinds of doors opened for him, who has lived a life of incredible privilege. And yet he somehow manages to play the victim card at every available opportunity and thinks that his victim status, whether it's through mental health or through racism by proxy because of his relationship to Meghan, allows him to preach to the rest of us. Whether that be about protecting the environment whilst jetting off on private flights, or racism, or mental health." Piers also said, but also, more damaging, they want to preach about politics. You can't do that and be royal members. You just can't do it. It's damaging to the impartiality of the monarchy. If they want independence and freedom as they claim they do, that's fine, but you can't be the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. So take the titles away and see how you get on as Meghan and Harry. Meghan and Harry attracted the ire of the world in 2019 after they used 4 private jets in 11 days. Harry's use of such a mode of transport in one of the instances was ironic in that it took him to a Google summit on the climate crisis in Sicily. Andrew Murphy, aviation director at Transport and Environment, T&E, earlier this year said, "Flying on a private jet is probably the worst thing you can do for the environment. And yet, super rich super polluters are flying around like there's no climate crisis."